We're not done with this guy.
Well, in case we were recording.
What are you blushing about? No, we're not done with this guy here.
Yes, you are.
We're just getting started. So as a trivia pointed out, that was before the my dad is a pretty unique guy, as most of you guys in the room know. And his mom knew it from the start. Because if anyone ever asked my mom, or Dad's mom, my grandmother, about how many children she had, she always replied with one response. She had 2 boys, 2 girls, and There's
she wasn't sure.
There's a few people in the room that have a couple. I'm not going to single out the abuse from me. There's a couple other people in the room that want to tell the truth about my dad. I'm going to start with my brother, Mike, and he'll take over from here a little bit. He's got a few stories to tell of his own.
Oh boy, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking.
God almighty, he's got five sheets in it.
Did y'all notice the front yard as you came in tonight? My dad has spent more time working on that yard than I've spent just being awake. As I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you. The other day I drove up here and I drove up in front of the yard and Dad was out there with a vacuum cleaner vacuuming the front yard. I said, "What are you doing?" And he looked at me and, you know, that look said that if I didn't go find a vacuum cleaner and get out on the yard, I had something else doing. Isn't it wonderful the way my parents stick together after all these years? A neighbor of mine was talking to me the other day, and she said, "You know, your father's blistered my ears on more than one occasion." But when I told this to my mom, the first thing she said was, "Well, you can damn well tell her that she's blistered my ears." I thought I'd tell you this little story, and I'll get out of here. Being the father of 5 sons.
4 sons.
4 sons. Well, you know. There's one more. My dad was always one to help out on little emergencies. And I remember one particular time, and one particular son, I will keep his name out of this just to protect the innocent. Anyway, one night this son had a little bit too much to drink, and he managed to pop both tires of his car, 2 of the 4, and he called his father at about 2 in the morning, and his father had to come out to help him out. And when his father got there, the spare tire was flat also. Now, he gave his son his keys, and he drove the car all the way home, some 20 miles, while the son followed him in his car. When it comes to transportation, there's no stopping him. He drove a car with 2 flat tires, some 20 miles, and when he got home, his son took his date on home in his father's car, and it seemed that this date was just so frightened by this man that she kept his son, you know, some 2 hours, no matter how hard he fought to get going. And of course, he finally tore himself away and got home, and this man was standing on the porch waiting for him. I think that's one of the times he blistered the neighbor's ears.
God, this guy's back again.
Yeah, I've got a couple other brothers back here. I'm going to let them go next. Wait, let's go in chronological order here. Kevin here, I think they call him the fat one in the family now.
No respect to you.
All yours.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I have the occasion here to say a few words.
Get out in front here.
Get in front. No, all right.
Tim, have your dad move over. He's right behind that post.
Their cameraman requested you move to this seat.
I can't see your face light up every time they hit home.
That should be a continuing ongoing thing.
All right, back to live here. I'm glad I have this opportunity to say a few words about a man who I have the utmost respect for.
Leave the heart all over, put your stupid hat on.
He's the kind of guy that everyone in this room has a lot of respect for and made his mark on society, and we all admire him. That's enough about Mr. Gerber. No, seriously, my dad's made me everything I am today, and my wife will never forgive him for it. My dad taught me the true meaning of hard work. When I was a kid, he always found odd jobs for me, digging up the backyard, cleaning out the garage, coming up with new uses for an axe. In fact, I learned so much about hard work, I went and got a job to get away from it. Now, my dad, I don't mean to think that he was a slave driver or anything. He never made us live on bread and water alone. We got gravy with ours. No, but this is all false. You can tell by all the people here tonight that he has a lot of friends and admirers.
Believe it.
Okay, you can stop that applauding. Mom just told me the checks would be in the mail on Monday. I'd like to tell you a few things also, like Tim did, about the unique things about living in the Hollenbach household, growing up with this guy as your dad. For instance, every Monday in our house was D-Day, Diet Day. Every Monday, Mom and Dad went on a diet. Unfortunately, that meant all us brothers and Mary Ann had to also. And we didn't need it except for Tim. Breakfast on Monday mornings consisted of about a half a grapefruit and a glass of juice. But the same thing happened every night. Dad came home from work bragging about how he kept his diet all the way through lunch. He told my mom all I had was a cup of soup and a little bit of bread on the side. And I took the bread and I pushed it over into the middle of the table. That was to make room for the lasagna. But it never lasted long, our torture on Diet Day, because by Monday evening they all sent out for pizza. But worse than Diet Day was when my dad got sick. The Americans of Pearl Harbor had it easier than when my dad was under the weather. You ever heard of sonic sneeze? I mean to tell you. Diet Day... I'm losing my train of thought here. You always knew when Dad was going to get sick, too, because Mom would sign up for overtime at Penny's. Not that Dad couldn't take pain, because he's a regular John Wayne, or so he thought. John Wayne never passed out over a stubbed toe. My dad was always something. He always had projects for us. If he wasn't on a diet or sick, he had projects for us kids to do. On Saturdays, he used to butter us up with donuts and milk in the morning, and then he'd hand us all shovels. We must have done 50 gardens in the backyard of Berkeley. We couldn't go 5 feet without stepping into a tomato. The guys that moved in after us asked if grass had ever grown in the backyard. Yeah, my dad was always something. I remember the first time he made a martini for Harry Albers. By the way, Harry, wherever you are, it's good to see you up and around again. Not that he makes a stiff martini, but he made a batch the other week, and the EPA came in and declared it a hazardous waste. He's always been looking for the perfect martini. martini, and the other day I think he found it. He went into a bar and he said, "I'd like a martini with dust on the owl." He got a bottle of gin and 5 olives. I'm always amazed when I walk downtown to see how many friends my dad does have, though. Everyone on the street says hi to him and is real nice to him. I guess when you have a friend like Marty, everyone from all walks of life sympathizes with him. It's funny seeing Marty here without his moving van out front. Whenever I see Marty, I think of work. I'll never forget the time he come over and was going to help us move from Berkeley out to here. At least that's what my dad said he was doing. I don't call sitting in front of a van with a case of beer any help. If it wasn't for Marty, we'd have never moved out here. It's amazing how much you can lift when you're getting wet. I'll give the floor back to Tim now. I'd just like to say happy birthday, and I admire this guy a lot.
As you can see by that 10-minute address, there's never been a Hollenbach who couldn't talk. Here's my youngest brother, Brian. Also known as the Duke. Tell by the way he walks.
I'll try to top that last address. Look at top 7. I don't know.
Help me laugh.
About 2 hours ago, my mom told me that this party is for my dad's 50th birthday. I knew everyone was coming. I thought everyone was coming just to watch Harry Elbers take his thumb off. I'm glad those guys were talking about the grass in the yard, because I remember when we first moved in, my dad told me and my brothers, he goes, "Why don't you guys help me out in the yard? About a 1-hour job at the most. Fix up the grass a little bit." That hour job has now lasted 9 years. And I'm still, when I'm not down here, I'm out there working on it. And I'm getting sick. In this neighborhood, there's really only 2 sure signs of spring. It gets a little bit warmer, and my dad's out working on the garden. It's ridiculous. I mean, people come from all walks of life. They take pictures of my dad's garden. He doesn't let them touch him, believe me. Now, but when he's not working out in the garden, my dad's always trying to work on his figure. As you notice, it's... He really works on it. I'm sure you've all heard of the Jane Fonda workout. He's figured out his own, the Art Hollenbach workout. You go down to the MNC, you play 1 game of racquetball, then you go down to the bar and you drink 2 beef burgers. He says it really helps him keep his shape. No, but he is good with advice, and I work downtown, so I should know. I remember the first time I drove downtown with him. He goes, "Son," he goes, "there's a lot of bad people out there. When you walk in the streets, look behind you, look to the side." So first day I'm walking down the street, you know. I knew it's good advice. No one ever bothered me until I ran into this policeman and goes, he says, "You keep on running into people, you're going to go to jail tonight." No, but like Kevin said, everyone seems to know him down there. I mean, I went to lunch with him just the other day. We're walking downtown, and we're talking, everyone's coming to say hi. In fact, one guy came up, he got himself out of the gutter. He goes, "Hi, Art, I haven't seen you for about 2 days now." He hits me on the side of the shoulder, he smacks me on the shoulder. He goes, "You got a dime for a cup of coffee?" I gave him the dime. Dad said, "Give him $1. He needs morning coffee." And the last thing I want to say is that if Marty, you and Bill and Harry Overs, if you could stay about a half hour late after the party's over, help me and my brothers pick my dad up and carry him. I mean, after 4 straight days of this, he's getting heavy.
Hollenbach had here. I hate to introduce the next guy. He's got a following, probably the four funniest guys you probably know. But I think Marty would like to say a couple things about
God bless
this
you.
young
Wait,
man.
no, Marty. I told you to tell her it wasn't the dildo. It was the olive. Well, I was going to say something real serious about his family and what a great guy. But then he had Kevin. I want to talk to you. So, you know, what can I say? I could talk about his golf game, but anybody that's ever played with him knows that's the funniest thing. We could talk about how well he plays racquetball, but his kids are beating the hell out of him. We could talk about his hairline and the beautiful curly locks he used to have. I can't say anything about scheduling because I've never had a movie man show up at the same time as the appliance people were there waiting for you. I've known Art a long, long time, seriously. And you're right, I can't follow the four of you guys. You were something else. But I have the utmost respect for you and the great family that you've raised. I think a man is judged by his deeds. And you've been successful, you have a super wife, your children. You have great kids. And, well, I can't help it. You know, they stole all my thunder. You know, you've been very, very successful in business. And no matter how busy you are, you always have time for me when I need you. I sincerely appreciate it. I have the utmost respect for you. One thing I'd like to say, I hope you take better care of yourself in the next 50 than you have.
Another guy in the back, and Bob's already got a little bit of a legend from the day when he brought his girlfriend in to say hello to. But Bob Nolan, I think, would like to say a couple things about it.
Come on in, Hollenbach.
You were a good Hollenbach. You got a younger sister.
My wife did. Okay.
You know, I remember this guy. I haven't seen you much lately, right?
Not lately.
But I remember when he had a kind of a humble past, you know. Remember?
You can't get much more humble than that.
I remember when he was out growing his house out in Berkeley, and he was having these kids, you know. So he said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "I don't have the money to build a house." I said, "Well, that's all right. We'll come out and we'll do the basement. We'll drill some bedrooms."
Right.
And every time we started to nail up the damn the studding on the wall, I'd hear a crash of started to disappear for about a half an hour. Just went on.
We're in trouble, honey.
About the fourth time it happened, I said, "I wanted to see what the heck's going on." I feel that stepped up around the corner. He had this, how this worked. He had this bed. I'm talking about he and Ruth Ann's bed. He had it piled up on bricks about this high. He didn't have no legs for the bed. Every time we started hitting that wall, one of them bricks would fall. Thank you, Ruth.
You still got the bricks, Bob.
What do you say? Still got it. You know,
And you have 5 children?
Well, 3 before the bricks, 2 after.
Bob's only got one thing on his mind.
That ain't all that.
Someone else that had a lot of dirt on their hand.
Bill Gorman.
Oh, my God.
Get him help.
Good old Irishman. He came all the way from New Jersey to be here.
It's been an experience being here. I started out with the St. Louis Police last night. Let me hear you say the A, B, C, D. But I don't think he knew it too good. He had me say it again. Second time I tricked him, I put the U after the R. It was an experience. However, seriously, in the state of New Jersey, the DWI has cut the fatalities in the state in half. And it does work. My problem was, I have an '84 Lincoln that I got out of the airport about 2 hours before. And I got lost, and I couldn't find the button because they changed it from the '83s to put the window up. Driving around like a big nut in a Lincoln Continental with the window blown in my face. I was telling Art the other day about the Sisters of Mercy. I don't know, you have the Sisters of Mercy in St. Louis, but we have them in New Jersey and New York. And it's a contention there that the Sisters of Mercy all gargle with Barnami. The way they do, all right, you, step in line, you, get that collar down, you, get your hands out of your pocket. Good morning, folks. They were graduating here a month or so ago, and the nun had 3 of the girls there, and she said to the first girl, she said, and what are you going to do when you graduate? She said, oh, I'm going to be a nun. Oh, she said, God will love you for that. God will love you for that. She said to the second one, and what are you going to do when you graduate? She said, oh, I'm going to have 10 children. Oh, there'll be a place in the heavens for you. The devil will never get to you. And she said to the third one, and what are you going to be? And she said, I'm going to be a prostitute. She said, what did you say? She said, a prostitute. Oh, thank God, Sister said. I thought you said a Protestant. Anyhow, the real reason I came all the way is because I have the fortune, the good fortune, I guess. I have the only watchdog, German Shepherd, in the whole world who been a traffic manager. That's the only watchdog in the whole world who has no teeth to them. After the poor animal, Will bit the traffic manager who knows all about dogs. Oh yeah, I know how to get him. He got him right under the chin. My oldest son said to me, oh shit, there goes the Edison brothers again. The next day, Art calls me from Boston. I said, how are you? He's running around. Boy, you should have seen the gorge, the bandage. No blood. Plenty of bandage. The next day, I said, the dog had to be taken to the hospital.
I gotta kill him, man.
my dad. But Harry Albers had something to say.
Art, I have to dust off things I have to tell you. Dusting, I'm going back a few years. I'm going back farther than the rest of your family did.
You knew before I did, Harry.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I was responsible for what started this. Go back to grade school. Art had a reputation in grade school with the girls. It was something fantastic.
Me?
The other night I sat down and I wrote down all the names of all the friends. I won't say girls.
Go out and play, and I have to rock and rock and rock. And Art would close his eyes, and I'd think he was asleep, and I'd go to lay him down. And every time he'd open up those big blue eyes and start again. That's so cute. And then I remember when he got a little bit older, he wanted to take piano lessons. You remember that? Yeah. And he was taking piano lessons, and he didn't get along with the instructor. And the instructor started smacking his fingers when he didn't do the right thing.
So I knocked him out.
No. So then Mom had really a temper, you know, and she was very protective where Art was concerned. And she gave me a piece of rolled up newspaper one day. She said, you go with him to that lesson. And if that instructor hits Art's fingers, you hit that instructor. Yeah. We went up there, and I sat behind the instructor. I kept watching, and all of a sudden Art hit the wrong key, and he smacked his fingers, and I hit him on the head.
I remember that.
I don't know what happened to the teacher. But we both ran all the way home. And then another time, I remember, Art and I had seen a real good John Wayne movie.
Absolutely. There is no bad John Wayne movie.
Right, with all the cowboys and everything, and riding the horses, and Art said, I want to go horseback riding. So I said, okay, Art, we'll go out to Missouri Stables. Used to be across from Forest Park. You remember that?
I remember that.
Well, all right. Well, they could tell we didn't really know much about riding horses, so they gave us a couple of old nags. We're riding along on this trail in Forest Park, and I got a little bit in front of Art. All of a sudden, I kept hearing something, Dorothy, Dorothy. So I turned around, and somehow Art had fallen off the horse, but he had one foot in the stirrup.
I saw John Wayne do it.
So he's hopping with the horse, one foot going a mile an hour. Well, I knew we didn't know like this in movies. So I managed to stop my horse, and I said, Art, tell your horse, whoa. So his horse stopped, and Art got off. Well, we thought we would try to get him on the back of my horse, because his horse took off for the stable. Well, I'm not telling you how we got back to Missouri Stables, but he got on one side of the horse and back and forth and back and forth. And eventually, Art and I walked back. And but then we had a great childhood. Oh, and by the way, about that burlesque show and Mom,
Yeah.
Mom went to the burlesque shows too.
Another lady who'd like to get their digs into my dad is Harry's mom.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
All I can say is that Artie's one of the greatest persons I ever known. I love you.
I was a lucky youngster. I had two moms and two houses.
He was the nicest boy I ever known.
Gerber, who's going to be next because she's got to be before Grandma. Grandma put us at right around 2 a.m.
Anybody need a drink, you better get a
Before my grandma speaks, we'll have an intermission. This is Mrs. Sherwood.
Cheer up, dear eye. Don't fret and pine. 50 is not the end of the line. And though you'll walk with a shaky gait and have to be in bed by 8, and any Boy Scout that you meet will help you cross a busy street. Although the mirror shows some gray, a wrinkle too, so what, we say? Just forget the pizza and red meat. You learn to love your cream of wheat. So let us raise our glasses high to our dear eye, a wonderful guy. Let's ring the bells and sound the horn to show we're glad that you were born. P.S. You're 50 high, while sakes alive, your Ruth Ann still is 25.
So much bad things. This could be ours. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's my grandma, Dorothy Buse.
Oh my God, you got one of your books?
Mom, you want to sit down? No. I get to
No.
Want some help up there?
I'll
go along with that.
Quiet down.
I thought you might call on me, Tim. So I wrote down what I wanted to say, because at 77, my mind isn't quite as active as it was at 27. That's how old I was when Art was born, 27. I just have 2 quips to cite tonight, and I am sure Art and Tim will remember them very well. Oh, I know a lot more about Art. But I had strict orders not to cook my roast too long. Number 1, one evening as Art was bringing me home, he said, "Mom, I think I'll take out your window air conditioner."
Oh, God.
It'll only take a minute. Tim went up with us, you remember that. Tim and me and Art, up the steps we went. He says, "Ruth Ann, you stay in the car, because I'll be right down." Right down. Well, we go up to into the kitchen where the air conditioner went. Art opens the window and out. We all knew that Art wasn't very mechanical. Take a few minutes. Anyway, Ruth Ann decided, oh, I think I'll come up and see how they're getting along. She didn't know it fell out. So she comes up and she says, gosh, Art, that sure didn't take very long. He says, not so damn funny. He says, oh, God, Dan, you're hilarious. Number two, another time, Aunt Art and Ruth Ann were bringing me home. Seems like I lived there, but I didn't. We decided to stop by the grocery store on the way home. And as we got out, got back in the car, Art shut all the windows, but purposely he didn't shut mine. I'm just letting you in on that. Very tight. Anyway, we start out, and I opened through my window, and, I mean the door, and my purse fell out and everything I had on my hand, but not me.
Let's leave plans a minute.
Well, it just goes to show how things backfire on you. So I know you wanted to save the air conditioner. But you lost it. And you know as well as I do that you wanted to lose me. Good try, Art. Things don't always turn out the way we want them. Some are stuck with me. But getting serious, Art, you are the greatest.
My grandma. I'm sure everyone in the room, if we had the time, would come up and chop them down a little bit.
Thank God we're running out of time.
Thank God we're running out of time. Just a couple things, real quick here at the end. They say there's no heroes left in the world. There's no more John Waynes and those types of people. I only need one hero, and that's my dad.
Okay, Art, it's yours.
I don't know
Okay, let's see.
what I can say. I think that's the best answer. Let's see. I love all of you, and I tell you, if there is such a thing as having something to say after you leave this world, if I leave it in as good a shape as I've got it right now, God bless all of you. Thank you for